So I hope it's clear that when I make this video that this is not in defense of Barack Obama, but rather an attack on Donald Trump and his person as a character, as a politician, as a plutocratic scumbag. They're trying to arrest Barack Obama right now. There's a lot of reasons why you could make a legitimate arrest on Obama, including but not limited to complete complicity with the Republican Party when it comes to things like the Patriot Act, the NDAA, SOPA PIPA, all of these things, and most importantly, his war crimes. They're trying to arrest Barack Obama for what now?
It has to do with an outgoing president taking action to manufacture intelligence to undermine and usurp the will of the American people in that election and launch what would be a years-long coup against the incoming President of the United States, Donald Trump.
Assuming this is true for a second, which I don't have any claim one way or another as to whether or not it is true, but what does that say about Trump, who literally did try to overthrow the U.S. presidential election in the year 2020, 4 years later? What does that say about him? It says that Donald Trump can incite a coup and be a convicted felon with 34 counts of sexual assault. He can be a motherfucking criminal bastard by his own standards, and yet he can also parrot rhetorical talking points about how he's going to be the president of law and order. Never mind that he has 34 counts of felony charges on his ass. It is ridiculous that we live in a country where actual convicted felons, they can't vote in the U.S. election, but yet this fucking felon with 34 counts on his record can rhetorically talk about how he's the president of law and order, and he can have his own double standards as to what it means to be a felon. He's above the law. He has so-called presidential immunity. Yeah, he breathes the same air, he eats the same food, he lives on the same planet, and he bleeds the same blood. He's a human-ass being. He is not God. He is not your Lord and Savior. And if you even claim to be a Christian, he is not a replacement for Jesus Christ. I am not a Christian, but I know a bunch of you motherfuckers are, and I know a bunch of you have abandoned your own faith a long time ago to support this false idol that you Christian nationalist motherfuckers routinely worship. This is ridiculous. These motherfuckers in the Christian nationalist MAGA cult routinely make horrible fucking baseless claims about trans people and members of the LGBTQ plus community and how we are groomers, and they pass laws to restrict our access to gender affirming care, to be safe, to fight against hate crimes, yet Donald Trump is on the Epstein files. He's been confirmed recently to be on the Epstein files. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right now? This motherfucker is a fucking convicted felon of sexual assault, 34 counts, and he's on the Epstein files. Yet why isn't he having his fucking basic human rights taken away? Obviously, I don't want anybody's basic human rights being taken away. Obviously. The problem is that he is the president of the United States. He's being rewarded. He's not being held accountable, and he legally can't be held accountable. Yet he breathes the same air, he eats the same food, he lives on the same planet, and he bleeds the same blood. I want you to remember what I just said there. Remember that whenever we talk about Donald John Trump. He is a human-ass being, just like the rest of us. He is not God. He is not above anybody else. I have always been a staunch critic of Barack Obama, even back when he was elected in 2008. The truth of the matter is that he is just a part of the overall symptom that led us to what we have today. Donald John Trump. Donald John Trump has some petty fucking baby ass fucking beef with Obama, and it's so fucking pathetic. On the one hand, I really want to say, just let them fight. It would be like having Marie Antoinette fucking sent to jail. But on the other hand, this is a warning to the rest of the working class people. If we rebel against Donald Trump, that we're going to be met with the same kind of fate. And this is stupid. You have to understand, what they're accusing Obama of, Donald Trump has actually done the same thing but worse. Donald Trump had, like, his actual fan base storm the Capitol to try to stop the results of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. He had called the people working at the polling places in Georgia to try to get a different result that the people voted for. That's not a defense of Joe Biden. If you look at my channel, I have plenty of videos with Joe Biden's face on the thumbnails where I criticize Joe Biden. I am not a Democrat. I am not at all whatsoever a liberal. But I'm going to tell you right now that Donald Trump is a weaselly ass son of a bitch, and remember what I said. He breathes the same air, he eats the same food, he lives on the same planet, and he bleeds the same blood. It is up to you to interpret that message, because we are all human beings. But what he has is a monopoly on violence. He has legitimacy that he is coercively enforced onto the rest of us. And that, my friends, is what we need to recognize. It's that he has state power over the rest of us. But remember what I said. He breathes the same air, he eats the same food, he lives on the same planet, and he bleeds the same blood. Remember that.